What's up guys, Ruthless Grimes here, and as promised I told you I was going to give you an Adobe After Effects tutorial when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and guess what? I hit 1,000 subscribers! This is like a little bit late, so I'm probably at like 1,050, 1,100, something like that. I've really been procrastinating, and so yeah, sorry about that. But anyways, it is 2:17 a.m. right now, and I'm making this tutorial because I finally decided I would do it. Alright, so enough of the chit chat. Hopefully you have put your clips together in Sony Vegas. If you haven't, you should do that. I put my clips together in Sony Vegas and match all the beats and stuff because it's easier in After Effects. It's really difficult, and you'll see why in just a minute. But let's get to it. So hopefully you have your clips together. If not, pause this video and go do that. But this is just one of my older-ish edits. So if you don't know how to import a clip, you can double click right here on the little project bar, and it will bring up your documents and stuff or whatever. Just go to the file you put your edits in. Mine is in the documents. And then just find your edit, or if you don't want to do that, usually when you make an edit in Sony Vegas, after you make an edit in Sony Vegas, it has like the open folder thing. You can go into your folder, to your edit, and just click and drag. You can do that. So that's how you do it. Now, usually, before importing clips, people do composition, new composition, and then import the clip. But what I do is I import the clip, then I drag the clip down to this little create composition thing. I put it on there, and it sets your composition settings to your edits settings, so you get the 60 frames per second, the 1080p, everything like that. So it's just a little bit easier. I like to do that. Alright, so first of all, what you want to do is go ahead and just enable motion blur. So these are the activation switches. I don't really use this. I don't use that. This is like frame blending. I never use it, honestly. I've never used it before, I don't think. I've never used this before. I don't even know what it is. Oh, an adjustment layer. Yeah. I've never used this, but, you can use it if you want to, I guess. And this is the 3D layer. I have used this quite a few times. This is how I make 3D text stuff. You can do good job, Caitlin. 3D flips and stuff with your clips with the 3D layer enabled, and these are all the activation switches. So yeah, if you enable motion blur here, you enable it here too. Next thing, what you want to do, the next step, is go to the effects and search motion tile. Okay, so this effect is your mirror edges thing. When you edit in Sony Vegas, and you use like S blur mode curves or something, and you set your settings to mirror, this is what you're doing. So I like to put these at 700. What I like to do, I put the motion tile on my edit before I do anything, because if you split all your clips and then put the motion tile on, you're gonna have to add motion tile to every single clip, and it's just boring. So, all right. After you have imported your edits, you got your motion tiles on and everything like that, what you do is you go to where your next clip starts, and you just split all your clips basically. If you don't know how to split clips, it's Control-Shift-D, and you just go to where everything splits. I'm not gonna make this a full edit because this is already an edit. If you want to watch it, it's on my Instagram, but you might have to scroll just a little bit. This is an older one, but I'm just gonna split these right now. Just a couple of them, honestly, just to show you guys how to work this and all that. Oh, look at that. Okay. So, we're just gonna pretend I have all of my clips split. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to cover in this tutorial because, there's so much to learn in After Effects, but, if you search up like AMV slide tutorial or AMV screen pump, stuff like that, you can learn off other people. I'm just going to be showing you the basics and stuff, and, maybe later on I'll give you some more cool tutorials, who knows. Okay, so, if you want to start off with a zoom, you can hit S, jeez. Okay, you can hit S, and this will bring up the scale. This time watch is your animation button. Okay, so you can zoom in, and I'd say probably, basically you want to keyframe how you maybe do in Sony Vegas. Like if you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then zoom in a little bit. I mean, that's really all it is. If you are familiar with S blur mode curves on Sony Vegas, you'll be able to do this no problem. Now for people who don't really know how to keyframe and stuff, this is going to be a little complicated, but this is the first keyframe, and this where you put a keyframe is basically in between. It is the time it takes to zoom in. Okay, so that's what it's doing. Alright, now if you look right now, this is a little bit unsmooth. It's really just, it's choppy, disgusting. So I hope you guys can follow along. I mean, if I'm moving too fast, I'm sorry, but there's a lot to talk about, so I gotta move quick. But, okay, so if you want to fix this choppiness, you go into the graph setting right here. Now this looks very complicated, but trust me, within time, you'll get it. You'll learn it. Alright, so you just want to clean it up. I mean, just honestly, just make it look nice. Play with the settings. I'm not going to show you my settings, I'm sorry, because everyone has their own graph settings and stuff, and if I were to show you mine, you'd kind of be able to steal my style. And no offense, but I don't really, want people to steal my style. I'm not saying you guys would, but I'm just saying, there would be people out there who would want to copy me. So basically, you just kind of play with this, make it smooth, and just make it look pretty. So that would be a simple zoom transition. Alright, so say I want to add like a slide after this zoom in right here, okay? What you would do is hold shift and press P. This brings in position. Alright, so you want to hit separate dimensions so you can edit the X and the Y instead of just having to edit them both together. And you would do the X, and maybe, you could start it maybe somewhere in the middle like that. And then if you hold shift and slide it, you can snap right to the end, so you don't go sliding way too far. You can snap right to the end of your clip and just, I don't know, slide it to some random numbers, do whatever you want. And once again, go into the graph editor and smooth it out. Do some cool, like, graph settings that just, do some graph settings. Alright, so that is how you do a slide. And basically, once you find graph settings, you don't have to edit graph settings for like every transition. You don't have certain ones. If you figure out a smooth graph setting for, say, like a zoom, you can use that same one for slides. You're basically editing everything the same way. So you really just gotta play with it. This took me about 2 months to really get the hang of it, and now, like, I guess, I'm better than when I started. So, alright, so once you do that, once your edit is done, now I'll teach you how to render, and I'll show you my render settings. Okay, so you want to go to Composition, Add to Render Queue, and this is where it's going to output to. Okay, so you would click this and choose like the folder you want to output it to. I already have it set for my edits folder, so you just click that and there you go. And also this is where you rename it, I believe. And then this is where your render settings would be, and you click lossless. AVI tends to be a very, very huge file. I mean, once you render your edit, it's going to be a couple gigabytes, I'm pretty sure, if I'm correct. So what I do is I go down to QuickTime, and usually you have to go to Format Options. Okay, so usually you need to go on this, but once you do this once, it'll like save it. So, but you go down to the drop down and you make sure it's H264, then you bring the quality bar all the way up, and this will give you good quality edits. And you don't have to worry about setting a frames per second thing in your... Dude, close, what are you doing? Okay, anyways, you don't have to worry about setting a frames per second thing in your render settings. It's automatically gonna like adjust to it, so you're good on that. And then after that, you just hit render and it will output to wherever you, put the destination folder thing. So yeah, I hope that you guys were able to follow this really fast tutorial. Again, it's like 2:30 in the morning right now, and I'm pretty tired. So yeah, that's basically After Effects. I'm not an expert at this, guys. I'm still learning myself, actually. I mean, I'm kind of like advancing and stuff. I know what I'm doing. I can do transitions and all that, but I'm nothing like the anime editors on Vine and stuff. But if you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll be sure to answer them, or I'll try my best to. If your question's too complicated, I'm sorry. But if you need other tutorials and stuff, if you really want to get into After Effects, there's tons of stuff on YouTube. You just gotta know where to look. You can probably search like AMV slide transition tutorial and stuff, and you'll find everything you need. It's all on YouTube. But thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna have more tutorials coming out, more colorings, more giveaways, all of that. So if you're not a subscriber yet, you should subscribe. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. I really hope this tutorial helped you. If it did, let me know in the comments. Also, leave some requests in the comments. If you have any tutorial requests, Sony Vegas, anything like that, let me know, because I'm kind of running out of things to show you guys. Like, what effects do you want to learn? You know, like, have I done something in an edit that you want to learn? Let me know, and I'll be sure to teach you, or I'll try my best to. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Also, side note, not every tutorial is going to be a voice tutorial. I'm so sorry, guys, but yeah, this is a voice tutorial because After Effects is complicated, and putting everything I just said into text would have taken way too long. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.